What's up, everybody? Virgoth here, happy to welcome you to week 1 of our UPBA Season 3 battles. This first week we went up against our good friend and actually co-creator of the league, Chris, who is the coach of the St. John's Sharpedoes. Looking at the team that he brought to play against us, I pretty much expected all of these things to come. Except I kind of thought he was going to bring the Mega Scizor, although I'm happy he didn't, because that thing is a threat and a half. I'm not really too sure who he would want to lead with here. There were a couple options: Miltank, Swampert, Thundurus were the main three I thought. So I decided to just play it safe and go into Darmanitan. We could either get some big damage off on something, or either U-turn out, because we are packing the Choice Scarf, we can get the Switch Initiative. So I decided that Darmanitan would be the best lead. He ends up opening up with his Miltank, which isn't too bad. I decide that I just want to click U-turn and get the Switch Initiative. And I think he's gonna Stealth Rocks here, so I decide to go into Absol. He ends up actually going for the Thunder Wave, which I really didn't even think about at all, and now I'm just super depressed. So we're gonna Mega Evolve and just click Knock Off and see what we can do. Maybe catch something coming in on Switch, or knock something's item off anyway. He forgets about our ability apparently and clicks Stealth Rocks and bounces his own rocks back on him as we knock off his leftovers and do 43%. I decide just to click Knock Off again just to see what happens. He brings in this Clefable and we get the full para, unfortunately. I decide to swap out into Wheezing because it's a safe switch, and he Moonblasts, which is gonna do nothing, but he does get the special attack drop. But I'm not really too worried about that either way. I expected him to switch out, which he does. He goes into Miltank, and I clicked Will-O-Wisp, and we burn the Miltank, which is totally fine with me. I think he's going to swap or Milk Drink here, so I decide to go into Landorus. And he stays in on Miltank. We get the attack drop on Miltank, and he does actually end up clicking Milk Drink, like I pretty much thought he would. So I decided to just click Z Continental Crush. It's going to do big damage to Miltank or really anything he decides to bring in. And he brings in the Thundurus, which is amazing. We get the Z Continental Crush off, and we just completely obliterate this thing's life. And that is probably the biggest threat in this match removed. Turn 7. He goes back out into Miltank with his attack being reset. I decide to Earthquake, expecting maybe a Milk Drink or a Stealth Rocks. He sends out his Rocks, which is alright at this point, and he's in range here to where a U-turn will kill, and I'd rather get the Switch Initiative off. And I'd prefer his other mons to get a little lower before I keep this thing in 2 as well. So we U-turn, we kill, and I decide to go out into Starmie with the plan of maybe rapid spinning the rocks away. He sends out Primeape, and I'm not sure what this item is, but I'm pretty sure it's either Band or Scarf, so I just decided to click Psychic to see what would happen. And he U-turns on our face and does a chunk of damage and goes out into Swampert. We get off the Psychic, does about 43% to him, and we get the Life Orb recoil. I decided to just Psychic again and get this thing down as low as I can, so he can get, revenge killed easily. We do 45, take the Life Orb damage again, and he ends up killing us here with just the Scald. I probably could have gotten the rocks up, but I really just preferred to get this thing as low as possible to where it was in range for something to clean it up. I decide now to go into Landorus again. I'm gonna just click Earthquake here because it hits everything on his team. He swaps out, doesn't sack off the Swampert surprisingly, and goes into Clefable. We get the Earthquake off, get 41% done on him. And at this point, I'm just gonna click Earthquake again, expecting him to either Moonlight or set up. We get the Earthquake, we get the crit, which didn't really matter because we were 2-hitting it anyways. And he starts to set up the Calm Mind, unfortunately, but we did predict that. So I'm just going to click Earthquake again, because why not? See what he does. I expect to sack it off, and he does. He just sacks it off. Landorus gets the kill on Clefable. That is 3 kills now for him. He sends out his Primeape, and at this point I'm just still gonna click Earthquake because there's not a whole lot that Primeape can do to us. He close combats us, does about 46%, lowers his defense. We click Earthquake and easy one-shot. Landorus is now at 4 kills, and I think we have game pretty much at this point. He sends out the Swampert, which we have already weakened with Starmie, thankfully. So I just click Earthquake again, pick up the kill, and now he's down to just Chandelure. So he sends out Chandelure, and if this thing is Scarf, then he might be able to pick up the kill. But he ends up not being Scarf, and we outspeed and click Earthquake and end up picking up the 5-0 win over Chris for our Week 1 battle. With that, we go into the season with a 1-0 record. GG's to Chris. He played that as well as he could given the circumstances of the match, and as always, I had a lot of fun going up against my good buddy. A link to his channel will be in the description below if you guys want to check him out. And now we go in and start preparing for Week 2. Hopefully we can keep the streak going and have many more future victories like this one ahead of us. Alright, well with that, I'm gonna get the heck out of here. I've been Virgoth, your coach of the New England Primarinas, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.